The truth is we are all the hero of our own life. And essentially, when men realize that they get to create the whole of their own reality and become the author of their life, being a hero doesn't necessarily mean climbing the Himalayas. It doesn't necessarily mean being a superstar. Yep. In Hindu philosophy, which talk a lot about the hero's journey, we are born into a certain dharma. We're born into a certain life. And it's like, how do I lean into that? And I like to think of this aspect of the hero's journey that we cover is for the householders. It's the contemporary hero's journey for men, typically who are married, mortgage, business, children. How do I lean in and be the hero of my life, the hero to my beloved, the hero to my children, the hero to my employees? And one of the things we started this podcast series with is that there is a map. There is a map to being the best version of yourself. Yeah. And the map is the hero's journey. And the contemporary hero's journey, particularly for householders. Remember, the masculine, the deepest driver for the masculine is freedom. True freedom, which is what we're talking about. And that's the Holy Grail. So the hero sets off looking for the Holy Grail. So it's the freedom from suffering and reconnecting with our innate freedom, our innate essence, our innate joy. The truth of who we are. And then being of service from that place. Then the hero brings his gifts to the world. That's essentially what we're talking about. If we map the contemporary journey in the Western world, so most men, we're closest to the Holy Grail at 16 and at 45. And a lot of men the listeners may reflect at 16, often there's psychologists talk of the existential crisis. This questioning of who am I? What's it all about? That's because we're hearing the call, yet most of us resist the call. And that's a classic part of the hero's journey. We get a sense there's something else, but we deny it. We say no. And the classic in our 20s, again, these are huge generalizations, is for a lot of men in the Western world, we go looking for the Holy Grail outside of ourselves. And so that's when we go to India, we go meditate, we go climb the Himalayas, we go party, we go, exploring, whatever it might be. We're looking for the Grail outside ourselves. And there's a point on the hero's journey, when we hear the call and realize that the Holy Grail was inside us all along. The analogy is, we go looking for the Grail and realize it was at the bedside table all along.
Okay, so just to sort of double down on the idea of the call.
The call is when there's a point in a man's life when we know we're more than just our pinhead, just our thinking mind, just our ego. And often it occurs in nature. Often in nature as, young men or in our journey, and this isn't just for men, obviously, this is for all of us. But if I lean into the masculine, often in nature, there's a place where we just go, wow, there's something bigger going on. That's the call. That's the urge, the inquiry. And that's, using the Ken Wilber work, that's when we wake up.
Right.
The 5 pillars on the hero's journey is there's the wake up, there's the clean up, there's the grow up, there's the show up, and there's the open up. And these aren't linear. Remember, the journey's a spiral, yet these are great tools and context for the hero's journey. So for the listeners there, if you have heard the call, and the reason I love this work, Rich, is so many men are hearing the call at the moment. They're realizing there's something more. They're waking up that they're more than their pinhead. They're more than their ego. And this is when we move, in Joseph Campbell's language, from the ordinary to the extraordinary, from the mundane. So many men are asleep. So many men have bought the myth that it's about just the grind. It's just, I've got to put up with this. I've got to pay the mortgage. I've got to go to work. I'm the victim. I'm at effect. Yet so many men are realizing, I'm the author of my life. It doesn't mean I leave my marriage or my children or my business. It just means I can experience it differently.